Listeners, I'm Yassin Juma reporting from Nairobi, Kenya. Today, we are happy to meet one of Oromo residents living in Nairobi to basically try to understand the troubles and the situation, the difficult situation that most Oromo asylum seekers go through here in Kenya. Well, Kenya is home to hundreds of Oromo people who have seek asylum in the country, hoping to get a better life here in Kenya as compared to Ethiopia. In studio, we have Mr. Jabber Ismael, who will let us know exactly his situation as an Oromo asylum seeker in Kenya. Welcome, Mr. Jabber Ismael. First, tell us, when did you come to Kenya and why?
Okay, thank you, Yassin. I came to Kenya 2005, in May month, I think. Where I came from, my country, it is a challenging in the country because as Oromo people, we have a political problem with the Ethiopian government. Most of them arrested, detained, killing. It is going on since 1991 up to now. That is the reason, the political problem.
So you in particular, were you involved in activism while back in Ethiopia that pressurized you to come all the way from Ethiopia to Nairobi?
Okay, when I was in school, I am working in the Department of Language. As you know, Oromo people, they was colonized for 100 years. That the language it is buried, and also the culture. Because of that issue, as Oromo student, we have some activity in the school. That activity, it make us as supporters of OLF.
So basically what you're saying is that your government concluded that you are sympathizers of the rebel fighters OLF. And that is what forced you to come all the way from Ethiopia to Nairobi.
Yeah. When I was in the country, I was arrested because of the suspicious of the member of the OLF. But I am not a member of any party in that time. I am working with the students to develop our language. That is 2002, the first of my arresting. When I was released from the detention prison, I was left from my birthplace to Adama. As I continue my education, I was arrested for the second time in 2005 in May. So it is very difficult time for me at the detention. After I was escaped from the detention, I was run away from the country to save my life to the neighboring country in Kenya.
Okay. Now you are in Kenya. But still, we are having information, the reports that we've been getting recently, especially in the last 1 month, is that some of the Oromo asylum seekers in Kenya are now actually saying their life is in danger. And one of those who have been pointed has been you, Mr. Jabber Ismael. I understand that your activism has actually gotten you into trouble in Kenya. How safe are you in Kenya? And could you explain why you're saying your life is in danger?
Okay. Do you know, to identify people even in Kenya, it is very difficult because when you see even the police, they are involving with the Ethiopian spies to arrest us. I think since 2008, it is very difficult time as a refugee in Kenya. Because the government is targeting to arrest people, to killing, to kidnap, to take to the country. As example, 2017, 2 people was kidnapped. They was taken to Ethiopia. One was died in the prison, in Kaliti prison. It is continuous issue. When you see as history, from 1992, this killing it is continuous. 1992, Jathan Ali was killed, assassinated in Nairobi. So I think even the government it is aware of it. UNHCR also it is aware, but there is no action. As we are crying, we can kill or we can kidnap it. Another example in 2014, there is someone who was arrested by Ethiopian spies. So he was arrested. He was taken to somewhere in Nairobi area. So we follow. I think he was released after we reached him. After a few months, he was disappeared from Nairobi. That is situation.
Now, let's go to you personally. How have you been affected?
Okay. Even me, myself, I think I was victim. 2006, on December, I was kidnapped and I was taken to the country. I was detained in Zhuai prison for 2 months. I get chance to escape from that prison. I was returned again to Nairobi. The second is also I was victim on 2014 on August. I was kidnapped from Isli. I was taken somewhere. I was prosecuted. They was tried to shoot me, but I didn't do anything. But as suddenly we get accident on the way. I was escaped from that accident to return again to Nairobi.
Could you make that clear for us? Who do you think kidnapped you?
Okay. When I was arrested, they told me they are CID. I was asking them for identification. They was refused. They told me to take me to police station. I said it is okay. When we reach, I think near Pangani, they was change direction and they was pointing me gun on me. Then I was silent. After they was pulled my eyes, they was taken somewhere which I don't know. After a few times, they was taken me to out from Nairobi.
So they said they were Kenyan CID, that is the Kenya police investigators, criminal investigation from the criminal investigation department. That is what you are telling us.
That is what they told me. But those people who was arresting me, they was handed over to the Ethiopian people. That means I think there is a people who was working with them closely to arrest or to kill refugees in Nairobi and including the camp.
This is very interesting in that you claim that Kenya police is colluding with embassy officials of Ethiopia in Nairobi. How true is that? How can you justify that the fact that you're given?
Okay, I think on 2014 February, there is a people who was dealing to kidnap, I think, refugees. There is a roll of payment from Ethiopia, around 4.5 million shilling. Even that is the media is aware on a Daily Nation, I think, which was mentioned on that time. They was asking Mr. Kimayo to explain what is going on. He was answer them. He don't aware anything about the issues.
Yeah, because that is exactly what I got from the Kenyan police. When I contacted them, they said they are not aware of this issue. But it's something that I've heard from several Oromo activists in the country, that their life is in danger and some have been kidnapped by the Kenya police. What is the role of the Ethiopian embassy in Kenya regarding these kidnappings?
Okay. As embassy, they are the one who is facilitating to kidnapping. They are the one who is facilitating to pay them. And also they are the one who is organizing spies on us. Even from the refugees, they have people who is spying on us. So they are the one who is make a good role to kidnap or to kill.
So what you're saying is that at present, as we are speaking, there are spies who've been sent by Addis Ababa to Nairobi to investigate or to try to track down so-called Oromo dissidents who are living in Nairobi and Kenya in general. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Even we have evidence for this year. There was make several meetings in several places, including Mombasa, Nairobi. On 13 February 2015, there was make a meeting in Ethiopian embassy. They was engaging a lot of people to come to that meeting. Even they were sent to the community member to attend that meeting. But that is to confusing the member of the community, to lying them. Ethiopia, it is a peaceful country. Anyone who has a business to come back to develop the country, what they are talking on that meeting. But the agenda, it is not that. To kidnapping, to killing those who are run away from the country to save their life in neighboring country.
Okay, just make that clear. What you're saying is that the Ethiopian government approached the Oromos living in Kenya and had a discussion, or wanted to have a discussion, so that they can go back to Ethiopia. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is what they was thinking. Not only refugees that time they was engaging, even Kenyans they was engaged to lying them. The country it is developing. If the country it is peaceful, the citizens we know what is going on in the country, but it is not true what they are talking to the people.
Mm-hmm. Just recently, we had reports of an alleged spy who was arrested in Isli by the Oromo community. What exactly took place?
Okay. There is a true leader who was separating from us. They was living with us for a long time as a refugee. They was recognized under UNHCR and the Kenyan government. When they was separating from us, they left to Ethiopia. After they was taking training for 2 weeks, they was returned to Nairobi. So when they was returned to Nairobi, they was starting to mobilizing the community. The country, it is peacefully, come and register with us, we will take you back to the country. So after we get information, we sent people to asking them, why you mobilizing people to register under you? When we asking them, they say we didn't register anyone. After a few days, they was starting to warning the member of the community, if you are refusing to register under us, we'll force you go back to the country by force. So as we are continue like this, they was get around, they member around 64 people. They was registered. They was take that name to the embassy with 4 photos. So on May I think 20, they was left from Nairobi to Ethiopia. So they was represent them as a community who living in a neighboring country in Nairobi. Those who was left from here. So after they was make a meeting for 5 days, most of them, they was started to return to the country. One who was arrested is Abdullahi Hassan Bashir. We arrest him with Abdullahi Harun Muhammad. After we arrest them, we talk to the police. Police, they came and they take over. They was taken to police. After 1 day, they was released. Whether they put cash bill, we don't know how they was released.
But they were out of the police stations.
Yeah, they didn't take to court, as we are complaining the whole community about same.
What might have happened so that they were released?
Okay, what was happened when they was arrested? They was called the embassy. So the embassy, they was sent someone who is working with the Kenyan authority. So that person, he was standing for them. He was took to station. They was released from there. So we didn't stop when they was released also. We try to continue protecting ourselves. On 6th, I think, June, we arrest another person with the help of the police.
This is the second
person,
alleged spy that was arrested.
So when he was arrested, he was trying to put at that night cash bill. We was refused. So he was stay for that night. And he was released on the following day without of taking it to the court. We record our statement. There is evidence which was showing him when he was talking in the country to kidnapping, to forcing refugee to go back the country in video. So there is no any help which was taken for that time to help us as a refugee from the side of the government and also from the side of the organization, including UNHCR.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you talked to the UNHCR and the Kenya government, and their response has been negative so far.
Yeah, we didn't see anything now.
After the arrest of the alleged spies, has this affected you? I mean, your security and the security of other Oromo activists, because I understand from the research I've done that up to 40 Oromo activists now fear that they might have been targets.
Okay, that is true. Even myself, I think several times they was trying to kidnap me. One day I was rescued by a member of the community and by a Somali community in 8th Street. On 8th, last month also, they was trying to kidnap him. Those who was trying to kidnap me, I think they are CID from Nairobi area. So I was reported the matter to police station in Pangani. I didn't see any action because even I was giving the plate number of the car. So there is no any action, but our life is just like before it is. We are in danger because we are appealing to different departments of the government, including organization, but there is no action up to now.
Is it true that there's a hit list that has been prepared by the embassy of up to 40 or 41 Oromo activists? That is what is being alleged at the moment.
Yeah, that is true. Even in not list, they are talked directly to kidnap and to take to Kaliti prison. They talk to someone from the member of the community directly, the person who was arrested, who was released from the police station. He was several times warning the members to kidnapping.
Now, what would be your message to the Kenya government?
Okay, my message is the Kenyan government, it is a signatory of 1951 Convention. The government has responsibility to take care for refugees under the convention, because we run away from our country to seek asylum. Most of us, we are recognized under UNHCR, we are refugee. We don't have home to return. So we appeal to the Kenyan government to protect us for those dangerous situations, to arresting, killing, kidnapping, which is going on from long time.
And what would be your message to the Ethiopian government? Are you willing to go back and sit down and discuss as they had requested earlier?
I think I don't have any message for Ethiopian government because this government is this challenging government from Africa. So as Oromo people, we are not dealing with the Ethiopian government because we know our right, we know the constitution of the country, we are fighting for our right, for our land.
Thank you very much. That was Jabber Ismael, one of the Oromo activists living in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. And it was glad to hear from him, from the horse's mouth, exactly the life, the difficult and the challenges that are being faced by Oromo activists in Kenya at the moment, with some alleging that there have been planned kidnappings and even killings right here in Kenya, where they had expected that their life would not be in danger after fleeing what they perceive to be marginalization back in Ethiopia. Well, listeners, this has been Yassin Juma reporting for Finfine Radio from Nairobi, Kenya.